Interrogation. Spock, Scotty, and Uhura interrogate Sulu, uncovering the details of his manipulation and the dystopian future he comes from. Sulu's descriptions of the future are chilling, painting a picture of a galaxy ruled by fear and oppression. Emotional conflict. Internal struggle. Despite his actions, Sulu experiences moments of internal conflict. The remnants of his true self struggle against the brainwashing, creating a complex and tragic character. Crew's reaction. The crew grapples with the emotional impact of Sulu's betrayal. They feel a mix of anger, sadness, and determination to restore the timeline and save their friend from his manipulated state. Resolution. Restoration of the timeline. The crew works together to repair the damage caused by Sulu and ensure the temporal anomaly is permanently closed. They manage to restore the original timeline, where the Federation's ideals of peace and exploration prevail. Sulu's fate. In the restored timeline, Sulu is freed from the manipulation. He is deeply remorseful for his actions, and the crew supports him as he recovers from the psychological trauma. His experience serves as a reminder of the importance of vigilance and the dangers of manipulation. Scene: Sulu's interrogation. Setting: a secure room on the Enterprise. Sulu is restrained, and Spock, Scotty, and Uhura are present. Spock, calmly, Mr. Sulu, we need you to tell us everything you know about the future you come from and your mission. Sulu, struggling, I was sent to ensure Kennedy's survival. They told me it was the only way to prevent chaos. I didn't want to believe it, but they made me. Scotty, angrily, who are they? Who did this to you, Sulu? Sulu, with difficulty, the regime, in the future. They control everything. They said the Federation never existed because Kennedy survived and led Earth to dominance. They used me to change history. Uhura, gently, Sulu, we can help you. But we need to know more. What did they do to you? Sulu, tearing up, they used advanced techniques. Brainwashing, psychological manipulation. I couldn't fight it. I'm so sorry. Spock, nodding, we understand, Mr. Sulu. We will do everything in our power to restore the timeline and help you recover. The crew exchanges determined glances, knowing the importance of their mission and the need to save their friend. Act 4. After discovering that Mr. Sulu has been manipulated and is responsible for the temporal anomaly, the crew of the Enterprise must work together to repair the damage and restore the original timeline. Here's how they go about it. 1. Disabling the temporal device. Spock and Scotty's technical expertise. Spock and Scotty work together to locate and disable the hidden device that Sulu planted on the Enterprise. This device is responsible for creating the temporal anomaly that pulled the ship into the past. Complex engineering challenge. The device is sophisticated and heavily guarded by security measures. Spock uses his logical mind to decipher the device's programming, while Scotty applies his engineering skills to physically dismantle it. Team effort. Uhura and Nurse Chapel provide crucial support by monitoring communications and ensuring the crew's safety. They coordinate with Spock and Scotty, relaying important information and updates. 2. Confronting Sulu. Interrogation and insight. The crew interrogates Sulu to gain more insight into the future he comes from and the specifics of his mission. Sulu, struggling with his manipulated state, provides valuable information about the device and the timeline changes. Emotional conflict. The crew faces an emotional conflict as they deal with Sulu's betrayal and the realization that he was manipulated. They must balance their feelings of anger and sadness with their determination to restore the timeline. 3. Restoring the timeline. Temporal calculations. Spock performs complex temporal calculations to determine the precise actions needed to restore the original timeline. He identifies the key events that must occur to ensure history unfolds as it should. Strategic planning. Kirk and McCoy prepare to return to 1963 to ensure the assassination proceeds as history intended. They understand the moral weight of their actions but recognize the necessity of preserving the timeline. 4. Final confrontation. Preventing further sabotage. As the crew works to repair the damage, Sulu, still under the influence of his manipulation, makes a last-ditch effort to alter history. The crew must confront him and prevent any further sabotage. Emotional resolution. During the confrontation, Sulu's true self begins to break through the manipulation. He experiences moments of clarity and remorse, adding a layer of emotional complexity to the conflict.